So I'm doing some preparation for a wedding where I'm invited to become an MC and laughing at it. It's a second wedding that I'm doing in September. Did one 2 years ago, beautiful wedding, Mtata, and I'm doing a wedding now for a friend of mine who I've known, in fact, all my life. So, doing reference, checking out some material, cannot help it not to go through the Bible and what does Scripture say about love? And, the famous or popular verse in Ephesians, wives, submit to your husband, love your wives. And if you look at preachers or listen to most preachers whenever they're looking at this scripture, the emphasis is always on the wives submitting to the husband, leaving the greater responsibility of the husband having to love the wife. Another interesting one is you always find wives falling in love first, or females rather, always pushing the agenda of love more than men are doing. But yet, women are not called to love, but men. But women are rather called to submit. Now, loving is a greater responsibility, or should I say commandment, for a better word, that men are given to love their wives. The scripture says, love them as Christ loved the church, meaning that you need to be prepared to die for this person while you are committing to them, because that's what Christ did. Christ died for the church. So when a man says, I love you, this says, I am prepared to die for you. And yes, while women are also given the responsibility to submit, the previous verse, verse 21 in Ephesians chapter 5 says, submit to one another. Meaning that men also need to submit to their wives. Therefore, it will make it easy for women to be able to submit to the men. I don't think women really do not want to submit. Why should they be told to submit? But I think the greater part is the man must also be submissive to God. And therefore, it will make it much more easier for the woman to submit to her man, or to her husband rather. And this way, you submit all together to God in a beautiful union set by God. And therefore, hey, love, inzima lendaba imnandi, we need to understand it and we need to be godly about it and go back to scripture and really understand what love is. Love never fails, but people will do. And people often give up on love because of heartbreaks, bad experiences, but love is never at fault. It is the people that we are engaging with that end up breaking our hearts, end up disappointing us for all various reasons. But love remains perfect, love remains complete, love remains a gift from God. And God loved us first so that we could love one another. So let us continue to love and live a beautiful life. And yes, this is good night.